1015 FM KDAWN.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Las Vegas. This is the Mark Hoke Show. The Mark Hoke Show. Going bell to bell with the best in professional wrestling news, entertainment, and lots of Sin City surprises from inside the squared circle. Now, let's get to all the exciting pro wrestling action and bring on the host. Here is Mark Hoke.
Good morning, Las Vegas. What's going on? Welcome to the Mark Hoke Show. It is the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. And I will show my face on the live stream there, too. There we go. Got a lot going on this morning. Very busy. Got a film crew coming in here, too. About to get them in when we get to the break. But, wow. Boy, this weekend pep up, to say the least. So, unbelievable happenings going on in WWE, AEW, TNA, and, yeah, just a little something going down in Las Vegas. And I'm going to be a sweetheart, and I'm going to save that as a teaser. I was going to lead the show with it, but I'll save it. But we had a big show going on in France where WWE Backlash took place in Lyon with a rather, I don't know what to say about this crowd. A lot of people enjoyed it. They were peppy, shall we say. Some would say peppy in a good way, and some would say Pepe Le Pew. But they were a little excited to have their first premium live event from WWE going on there. And they were raucous. And WWE made them pay for it too. Holy cow, did you hear about that? That is their biggest live gate for a PLE ever. And it was only 11,000 people there. They charged them in $300 a seat. Ouch. For Backlash? Oh, mon frère. Dig into your wallet. But they had a good time. So good for them. But it was an interesting day in Lyon. As one title changed hands and everybody else kind of hung on, and we had a little surprise. We have a new member of the bloodline, but not the one that everybody was thinking of. Oh, very interesting. The Gorillas of Destiny are back together. The GOD as Haku's kids together again. That's right. We didn't get Jacob Fautu last night. Yeah, we got another Haku kid as Tonga Loa makes his WWE debut. Nobody even knew he was out of his New Japan contract. So he joins the bloodline and helps out in this tag match as Kevin Owens and Randy Orton go down to Solo Sikoa and Tama Tonga, along with the newest member of the bloodline. And by the way, I don't know if you saw the video, but Tonga Loa almost blew that ref spot where they were getting a 3 count, and Loa was supposed to pull the referee out, and he almost didn't get to him in time, and the referee actually started sliding backward, and then Loa managed to grab him and pull him. That was close. Oh, man. But a pretty wild opener to that one. Just ended up being a no DQ. Everything got kooky crazy. But a wild one there to open that matchup. We had Bayley, Naomi, and Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley survives. Good match by all. One of your typical Backlash matches. Damian Priest beats Jey Uso. Got a little help from JD McDonough and Finn Balor. He didn't want it. He was mad. But he wouldn't have won the match without it. So I'm not sure what he was totally upset about. Because otherwise he doesn't walk out with the World Heavyweight title. And Jey Uso takes a loss. That was helpful to Jey. The Kabuki Warriors lose the women's tag titles to Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. And I don't know what was going on in that, about the last 4 or 5 minutes of that match. There was a weird sequence in there with Jade and Kairi Sane, the pinfall not counting because Kairi wasn't legal, but then Asuka went back out and waited for a tag, even though she wasn't the legal person. And I don't know. It was an awkward finish to the match. But Jade got her finisher in, and Bianca and Jade are the new WWE Women's World Tag Team Champions. So congratulations to them. But it wasn't the smoothest match, shall we say. And, we'll talk more about that a little later on. Cody Rhodes, AJ Styles, pretty good match. Some interesting chanting. People thought that AJ wasn't over, but they were doing this weird French phenomenal song for AJ. So the crowd was actually fairly split between Cody and AJ on this one. But Cody Rhodes does walk out with the WWE Undisputed Championship. So there you go. That was Backlash. Just 5 matches. All came at a premium for the old Frenchman. And I got to say, I wasn't... The crowd was... Like I said, the crowd was into it. They were going nuts even an hour before the show. And that makes that card seem a lot better. Quite frankly, it made it seem a lot better than what it was. It was, I hate to say it, but it was a typical non-major WWE premium live event. Good matches. Got a minor title change, but it's not going to be anything anybody's going to really remember. Nobody's going to look back and say, wow, that Cody AJ match was a Matt classic. And it was a great match. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it's not one everybody's going to go look back on and say, wow, I got to go watch that again. Same thing with the women's match, Bayley's match. Great match. Bayley and Naomi had a terrific spot where they did a 3D on Tiffany. Really cool spot, but not one that everybody's going to go, oh my God, that was just sensational. It was just another WWE PLE that wasn't WrestleMania, that wasn't Survivor Series, that wasn't SummerSlam, that wasn't the Royal Rumble, that wasn't Money in the Bank. It's okay. And we're going to be talking with our guest later on. Phil Stamper is going to be joining us, the president of wrestling, in hour number 2. And, we're going to be talking about, are these WWE PLEs, which they now appear to be taking overseas. We're seeing it more and more. Backlash last year was in Puerto Rico. We're seeing Clash in the Castles overseas. We've got this Bash in Berlin. We had Elimination Chamber, not overseas, but that one's up in Canada and Montreal. We got Money in the Bank in Toronto. We just had Elimination Chamber in Perth, Australia. Are we seeing that WWE is going to take these the lower level PLEs and take advantage of an opportunity to go to different audiences and say, hey, we haven't been here before. So you know what? It's not going to matter. You're all going to come and you're going to pay a premium price. And we know it. We know it. You're not going to care if we have WWE superstars coming in and we're doing a PLE. You will show up. You will pay whatever we want. And that's it. The rest of it, the big ones, yeah, we're good. We're good. We'll hang in the U.S. because our U.S. fans are going to be a little spoiled. They're going to want something bigger and better. But otherwise, this looks like a trend. This looks like a trend. I don't blame them. You know, but is it fair? Is that fair to the fans who are paying really good money? I mean, I'm telling you, you got a crowd of 11,000 that sets a WWE record for gate. Think about that for a second. Think about how many WWE pay-per-view / premium live events that you've seen over the years. And this is the biggest one of all time. I would love to know what those ringside seats were going for. I would love to know. I hate to tell you, Franz, but we got you again. We got you again. Ouch. But I have a feeling this isn't going to stop. And like I said, do I blame WWE for doing it? No, but I think everybody overseas, you better realize what you're getting when you're going to these. Maybe you'll see a world title change at some point. I don't know. But it's not going to happen very often. They're saving that. So next one on the schedule, going over there, I believe. Let's see. I have the schedule right here. Coming up. Let's see. Backlash, King and Queen of the Ring. Memorial Day weekend. You know, thanks for clogging up on Memorial Day weekend with Double or Nothing coming here in Las Vegas. Jeddah Superdome, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. When was the last time something really big happened at one of those crown jewel type events? Didn't. Clash at the Castle, Glasgow, Scotland. Got robbed of what a lot of people thought should have been a championship title change. Instead, we got Drew McIntyre singing a song with Tyson Fury. Okay. I hope everybody enjoyed it. But you didn't get what you wanted. You wanted Drew McIntyre to win the WWE Universal Championship. Money in the Bank's in Toronto. Then we get SummerSlam, and guess what? Right into Cleveland. What are you going to do? Guess what, you guys? Those of you, because I know that we have an international audience for the show. I see the downloads. We've been downloaded in 160 countries all over the world. Every continent except Antarctica, and I know you guys are cold down there, so, sorry. Be aware of what you're getting. And I don't know, like I said, don't know what they charged you guys, but was it worth it? That's a good question. I suppose the experience was worth it. But otherwise, know what you're getting into, man. These are going to be semi-glorified house shows. So just know. Hey, let's take a break. And I got to let this film crew in. And when we come back, the big announcement. I told you. Get ready, Vegas. There's going to be a party going on. Stick around, everybody. We got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show. And don't forget, hour number 2, Phil Stamper, the president of wrestling from PWRevolver, is going to be joining us. Stick around, everybody. We'll be right back.
1015 FM KDAWN.
This is the Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Here again, your host, Mark Hoke.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the Mark Hoke Show. Yeah, that's me. Lucky you all. You are so honored to have me doing this pro wrestling radio show. I'm just kidding. Having a great time. Thanks for joining us here on KDAWN 1015 FM, the talk of Las Vegas. Of course, those of you out there on the Odyssey app, worldwide, we certainly do appreciate you tuning in there too. And if you haven't downloaded the app, well, shame on you. Your grandparents are just looking at you saying, you know, I'm sad. I'm disappointed. Get the Odyssey app. You have this show plus all of our great programming on KDAWN. And, of course, all the great programming that's on there as well. There's a ton of great shows on the Odyssey app. Download it right now. Plus, it's got a rewind feature on it, too, so you can go back and, going through time like Kushida. He goes through time, apparently. So make sure you get that Odyssey app. And, of course, we're also live streaming on YouTube and Facebook, so you can check that out. And please, go subscribe to us on YouTube. And, yes, I know I'm behind. Stuff going on. Promise we'll get caught up on there. But give us a subscription on there, too. We would certainly appreciate that as well. Now, in case you didn't hear, Las Vegas is very, very happy, and we're going to be very, very rich. Woohoo! Socially secure. Because we've got ourselves a little event coming to town on April 19th and 20th. And no, it is not the Double Bubble Gum Blowing Championship. Welcome WrestleMania back to Las Vegas. It's been since WrestleMania 9. Can you believe that? You guys remember WrestleMania 9? I've got a couple of friends in the studio here. Do you guys remember WrestleMania 9? They're too young. WrestleMania 9 was that fiasco with Hulk Hogan getting the belt after Yokozuna had beaten Bret Hart out back at Caesar's Palace. It's been that long. Well, the announcement was made during the Kentucky Derby yesterday. WrestleMania 41. No, Minneapolis. Sorry to those of you that are listening to the show in Minneapolis. Not cutting it. We will be hosting WrestleMania April 19th and 20th, 2025 at Allegiant Stadium. And I can't tell you what happened to my phone when that announcement came up. Holy cow. Between my phone, social media, yikes. Interesting thing about that, by the way, that's Easter weekend. Did you know that April 20th next year is Easter? The Easter Bunny is going to be taking part in WrestleMania. I wonder if he's going to be carrying a Prime bottle. That should be fun. But yes, WrestleMania will be here. And when we have Phil Stamper on in the next hour, obviously the economic impact is huge. Right now they are estimating around 200,000 people plus were in Philadelphia for WrestleMania 40. That's Philadelphia. I'm from the area. So I can tell you a little bit about, Philly's a cool city. It's got its issues. But, fun place to go and certainly see the sights and all the colonial stuff and Independence Hall and the Liberty Bell and all that amazing history and sights to see in the area. But this is Las Vegas. Oh, can you imagine how many people are going to be here? And apparently the trip to this, with the Super Bowl here and how Las Vegas handled that really impressed the WWE officials. But from what I have been told, a lot of the issues stemmed around one, they moved the dates and they didn't want to do it on the first weekend of April anymore because it's competing with the NCAA National Championship basketball tournament. So staying away from that. The other issue was the weather. And for those that were in Philadelphia, it was cold. Now, U.S. Bank Stadium does have a roof on it. But still, for those that have not spent time in the upper Midwest, I went to North Dakota State. So about 3.5 hours northwest of Minneapolis. Did a lot of time in Minneapolis. I can tell you this. In April, it still can get nasty up there. Until you get into about early to mid-May, it can get a little crazy up there. You can still get a snowfall. You can still get the temperatures dropping into the high 30s, low 40s. They did not want that like they had in Philadelphia this year. And they said, you know what? Off we go. And apparently Minneapolis was the front runner. And I guess Vince wanted to go there, but Triple H said, we're going to Vegas. So a lot of excitement here. And what's going to be fun is when we have Phil Stamper on, of course, Phil puts together that independent wrestling calendar, which is just absolutely incredible if you've never looked at it. I would highly suggest you follow him at Trusted Phil, because Phil just compiles almost every independent card in the country. You can get to see not just the events that WWE is doing, but all the events that surround what's going on at WrestleMania weekend. And it's a lot. It is a lot. The economic impact for Las Vegas cannot be understated at this point. It is going to be so exciting to have WrestleMania here. Cannot wait. It's going to be fun. Going to be fun. I'm looking forward to having the Mark Hoke Show be an integral part of that. I want to thank by the way, got to thank the SundaySlam.tv guys for swinging over here. I don't know what they wanted to film me for. I mean, I guess I'm one sexy devil. But thanks for Joey DeFalco's like, I know. I'm just having fun. But give them a follow, too. They're pretty awesome. But, yeah, I mean, it's going to be great for everyone here in Las Vegas, and we're going to show them how to do it. No doubt about it. And, you know, I mean, and the city is just so well set up for an event like this. Convention centers, the hotels. The one area that obviously is a concern, and is the same concern that we had for the Super Bowl, is traffic. Hopefully the Tropicana interchange will be done. I put up a tweet that I'm not betting on it, but maybe by 2025 we'll have that thing finished up, which, of course, for those of you that don't live here, that's the main exit that you get off to go to the stadium, which got postponed for that exciting Formula One race that nobody cared about. So fingers crossed on that. But it should be just an amazing time. And on behalf of all the wrestling community in Las Vegas, thank you, Triple H. Thank you to WWE. We're looking forward to having you guys out here for WrestleMania in about 50 weeks. It's going to be great. So there you go. WWE WrestleMania coming out here. And by the way, I got to tell you, the local media, you guys have better kind of get on board on this, because I saw some of the stories on this. I don't think you understand. I don't think you get it. I mean, just WrestleMania is coming, and there's supposedly there were 200,000 people that came to fun. Guys, you were out there, right? Joey was out there. Joey, come here a sec. Do you mind popping on a mic here real fast? Just real quick, Joey DeFalco here. How many people were out there? Just do you think that 200,000 figure was pretty good?
Well, both nights combined was about 140 to 150,000. So I'm imagining that people came out there just for watch parties or surrounding events like Progress and GCW especially. Again, there's probably 1,000 people at Bloodsport. Let's just say 800 or 600 didn't go to Mania, and you do that a couple times over. So yeah, probably a couple 100,000 at least.
Right. I mean, that's what people I don't think understand is that it's not just everybody going to WrestleMania. There's so many events that go around this thing, conventions, all the indie promotions, all the events that surround this thing. It's not what it used to be where it's just, everybody comes to the one night of WrestleMania and then goes home. This is, it's a 2-night event and you have events going on all week long. It's nuts.
Counting SmackDown and Raw and the WrestleCon that probably had 20,000 people through 3 days.
Yeah. It's going to be absolutely incredible. So Vegas, get ready. I don't know. I'm getting ready already. The wheels be turning. So this is going to be pretty exciting. So there you go. WrestleMania coming to Las Vegas. And by the way, to everybody out there that's listening or catches us on social media and so on, if you need any, want any tips or anything like that about, where should I stay, where are good places to eat, all that kind of stuff, man, drop me a line. Hit me up on social media at Mark Hoke Show on Twitter, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show. More than happy to give you some ideas because it's going to be just a nightmare down there on the Strip. By the way, we had to see Jesse Hyde in the chat box saying, imagine WWE doing WrestleMania 41 events in Vegas in the Sphere. Oh, and that's something I want to talk about today too. In the Sphere, T-Mobile Arena, and MGM Grand Garden Arena. And what do you think of GOD and WWE? And now the New Japan WWE connection being in full. Well, that's a lot. Okay. Well, where do we start on that? Okay, imagine events going all at the same time. I don't know if it'll be all at the same time, but I will touch on the Sphere. Because Chris Van Vliet had put something up about doing something in the Sphere. And I think that it's going to be really tricky to do a one-night event in the Sphere. And here's why. The Sphere is having a little bit of a difficult time booking acts in there because of what that venue is. Obviously, it's not just a concert venue where you go in, you sit down, and there's a stage, and you got a couple monitors up on the screens up on the front. You have the full panoramic camera view that you've got to fill that whole thing in, and that is an incredible undertaking to properly utilize the inside of the Sphere. I think it's a misnomer, I think, for a lot of people that aren't from here, that they think that it's just the outside. Well, no, it's basically the same thing on the inside. And so to do something inside there, it's very costly. And that's why they're having a lot of difficulty booking other acts. So U2 is in there because U2 has the money to do something like that. But if you haven't noticed, they've been trying, the Grateful Dead group was trying to get in there, trying to get them set up, the Eagles. But otherwise, they've been having a hard time getting groups to come in there. So I know Chris had said something about, can they do Raw? Can they do SmackDown? I think that it's going to be too cost prohibitive to do one night's event, and especially doing Raw. Man, you'd have to turn that footage all around that quickly and format it so that it would go on the cameras type setup that's inside the Sphere. I think that would be nearly impossible. Not saying WWE can't do it. That is one of the best production teams on the planet. But now doing something in terms of an experience, or maybe for about a month leading up and through the event, where you maybe do a history of WWE, some sort of experience like that, where you're doing multiple shows in a day, that could work. And then, the MGM Grand Garden Arena, I would imagine they're probably going to utilize that. The T-Mobile Arena, probably really good for SmackDown and Raw, I would think. Yeah, the Grand Garden Arena probably would be the best venue, I would imagine, for NXT, for Stand and Deliver. That would be my guess. But T-Mobile, yes, definitely SmackDown for SmackDown, the Hall of Fame ceremony. And then what I think of GOD and WWE and the New Japan connection. Oh, I'm loving that. You should, if you were watching the pre-show when Big E said the words New Japan, CM Punk just about died. And it was something else. And the Triple H has made the decision that the world of professional wrestling now exists outside of WWE. So we can talk about it. Michael Cole was talking about it during the broadcast last night. And it's about damn time. You know? I mean, the only talking about AEW may still be a little off limits unless it's a veiled shot. But otherwise, yeah, it should be okay to talk about that. And it should be okay for WWE to work with New Japan, just like AEW is. I think WWE learned their lesson when they saw what Tony did with Forbidden Door, that, yeah, we should be working with these guys. We should be getting their talent. Honestly, and I think it's an interesting point that you bring that up, Brett or Jesse in the chat box, because I almost wonder if New Japan's regretting it because they're losing all their talent to AEW and WWE. They are. They're all gone. Ospreay's gone. Okada's gone. Even the gals from Stardom are disappearing. They're losing everybody. Better be careful. Well, you open a door, people are going to walk in and out. But yeah, it's pretty cool. And hopefully maybe we'll see an exchange of talent. Boy, now would it be cool to have a WWE New Japan show? Woo-hoo. Oh, that would be fun. It's just too bad it wouldn't be Roman and Okada, but can't win them all. But one thing we are going to do is we are going to take a break. And we come back, we're going to talk more about some of the other things happening in pro wrestling this week, because, of course, we had TNA under siege this week. We had a little bit of fun with a wrestler trying to hit number one on the charts. And the boys in AEW, they were bad. Those elite guys, what are we going to do? Stick around, everybody. We got a whole lot more on the Mark Hoke Show. Stick around. We'll be right back.
101.5 FM KDAWN.
You're listening to the #1 professional wrestling radio show in Vegas, The Mark Hoke Show.
The Mark Hoke Show.
Now, here again is Mark Hoke.
Just running through the hallways like a madman here at the KDAWN studios. Just having a blast. Best in pro wrestling news and entertainment. Thanks for being with us today on the Mark Hoke Show. It's the best in pro wrestling news and entertainment, top rated live show here on KDAWN 101.5. And, of course, streaming on the Odyssey app and live streaming on YouTube and Facebook, the Mark Hoke Show. Not hard. See, I keep it simple for everybody because, well, I'm just that kind of guy. Take it easy. But, yeah, we're getting ready for WrestleMania 41 here in Las Vegas. And it's funny, already seeing videos, what's going to be the card for WrestleMania 41? Will you guys relax? But if you want to put in the chat box, you think you got an idea, I would love to see somebody pick the main event right now. Would love to see it. If you think you can pick the main event of WrestleMania, you tell me. I don't know. Is it Roman Rock? Good possibility. It's looking like we're going to have two bloodlines. It smells like it. It smells like it's what The Rock is cooking. Like I said, we've got this rogue group of bloodliners. Bad bloodline guys. Getting a little bit out of hand. Well, Paul Heyman can't control them. I wonder if Haku's going to show up. He'll bite somebody's nose off. He did that. Yes, he did. But yeah, Solo Sikoa. Looking like he's not happy. Tama Tonga, Tongaloa, the Sons of Haku, are now bloodline guys. Jimmy Uso, of course, hurt, but it looks like he's out. And I would imagine that The Rock is going to probably come back and lead this group. Just my guess. And when Roman comes back, he will probably get the Usos back together and Jacob Fauci. That'd be my guess. So now it's just going to be Samoans everywhere. Get your lays out, everybody. Everybody gets laid. Oh, did I say that? I did. Everybody gets laid. Wonder if Naomi gets involved. I'll get Naomi on the one side. Well, that'll be fun. Get the ladies in there. Why not? Let's just pile them all on. But it'll be an interesting road to WrestleMania coming up. But yeah, pretty exciting stuff. But get ready for WrestleMania coming up in Las Vegas. Now, of course, we have some other things going on. Under Siege just took place on Friday night for TNA. Note, we did have one title change over there. There is a new TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Champions, I should say, as Alicia Edwards and Masha Slamovich. That's right, Masha's got a new partner, and it's Alicia Edwards, Eddie Edwards' wife, captured the TNA Knockouts World Tag Team Championship, so the system gets another title in their little pile. That was the only title change. Unfortunately, the Hammerstone Jake something match didn't happen as Hammerstone was not medically cleared to go, so we didn't get that one. But some other interesting ones. Josh Alexander and Eric Young knocked off Steve Macklin and Frankie Kazarian in a tag match. That was probably fun. Joe Hendry beat Zachary Wentz, and we're going to be talking about Joe Hendry later on in the show. I'm saving that from when Phil Stamper gets on. I believe in Joe Hendry a lot. I can't wait. Some other ones. Jonathan Gresham came out, and boy, his new presentation as the Octopus. He's scary. He took care of Kushida. Mustafa Ali knocks off Ace Austin, holds on to his X Division title, and the system won their 6-man tag match. So that was your big results from TNA Under Siege on Friday. I'm sure everybody was just singing too. That's just, it's going to be fun to discuss that whole thing. I can't wait. I cannot wait. AEW Dynamite, of course, we got to see, oh man, poor Kenny Omega. Oh, the Best Bout Machine got beat up twice. So if there was any doubt where the allegiance of our young buckaroos, Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, Jack Perry, and Okada lie, well, it's certainly not with Kenny Omega. As he gave his little speech, got beat up as they were taking him out to the ambulance, got beat up again. So those guys, well, they're going to be causing some trouble for a while. And honestly, I'm excited about it. Let's do it. We need a good overarching storyline in AEW, and I think we've got it. And hopefully Tony Khan's going to keep wearing that neck brace for a while. I'm pretty excited about that. That's good. Keep that rolling. We'll see how that all turns out as we head into AEW Double or Nothing, which, by the way, we got some matches for that card as we now have Swerve Strickland's challenger for right here in Las Vegas. And you guys better turn out for that. We're going to be at the MGM Grand Garden Arena on the 26th. And I am expecting a packed house. You don't pack the house, I'm going to start coming and getting you by the scruffs of your necks. That's right. Hulkamania is going to get physical. And we're going to drag you all down there. It's going to be, that's right. Gary Johnson in the chat box says, keep it mean but clean. There you go. That's what I'm going to do. Swerve Strickland will face Christian Cage for the World Championship. What is wrong with that? Is awesome. That's going to be terrific. Tony Storm right now is lined up to take on Serena Deeb for the AEW Women's Championship. You get Roderick Strong and Will Ospreay for the AEW International Championship. And we're going to get Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Moné. Those are the first 4 matches on the card for AEW's Double or Nothing right here in Las Vegas over Memorial Day weekend. And, of course, WWE deciding, you know what, let's just clog that weekend up even more than we possibly could imagine. We're going to have King and Queen of the Ring. That's going to be going on over in amazing Saudi Arabia. And they did announce some first-round matches for that. Some pretty good ones there, too, highlighted to me by Gunther and Sheamus. What? A first-round match? First round? Are you kidding me? That should be the final. What are they thinking? Well, obviously they've got something planned. I am not the booker, man. I'm not. But that's going to be a fun match to see that one again. Maybe it's punishment for Sheamus not quite coming in with the in-game shape. But it'll still be a lot of fun. But some pretty good first-round matches for those tournaments on both sides. If we have time, we'll break those down. But I know that I'm going to have so much darned fun with Phil Stamper. It's going to be unreal because I'm sure that Phil has already booked his flights, his hotels. He is ready to go. He's going to get to finally hang out with me at WrestleMania, even though I think he should just be coming out for Double or Nothing and hanging out with me. That would be the right thing to do. You know, because, well, Phil Stamper's a cool dude. I'm a cool dude. That's what cool dudes do. Plus, he's the president of wrestling. The president of wrestling should be at every amazing, huge event in pro wrestling. That's his job. We're going to hear from him in hour number 2. Should be a lot of fun. So stick around, everybody. We're going to be breaking this whole thing down with what's going on with WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas, what happened at Backlash, and I may make Phil sing. I may do it. I know he believes. He believes in Joe Hendry. Stick around, everybody. Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, Facebook, The Mark Hoke Show, YouTube, The Mark Hoke Show, MarkHokeShow.com. It's really simple. Just do it. Stick around, everybody. Hour number 2 of The Mark Hoke Show on KDAWN, 101.5 FM, The Talk of Las Vegas, and the Odyssey app. Coming at you. We'll be right back.
Want more of The Mark Hoke Show? Follow us on Twitter at Mark Hoke Show, like us on Facebook at The Mark Hoke Show, and visit MarkHokeShow.com to keep up with everything happening with the show. And remember to check out all of our archive shows on YouTube at The Mark Hoke Show and download our podcasts at markhokeshow.podbean.com and all your favorite podcast outlets. So join The Mark Hoke Show family today, and thanks for listening.